Of War veterans have dropped their leashes and rushed to help people and animals in need in response to Hurricane Ian. Joining us now is Veteran Animal Outreach Coordinator Nikki Dawson to tell us more. Nikki, welcome to Bloom.
Thank you so much for highlighting this important work.
Yeah, well, thank you and your team for all that you do. Tell us a little bit about your organization and what you've been doing down in West Central Florida.
Paws of War exists to help veterans with their animal needs, whether it's providing a companion animal to a veteran that has PTSD or helping a companion animal become certified as a therapy dog. We help with medical issues if a veteran can't afford it. So many of these veterans, unfortunately, live below the poverty line. And so this tragedy, this massive weather event, has highlighted the lack that they're experiencing.
And I know a lot of times the veterans with dogs that they rely on, because I've seen it firsthand so heavily, they're not going to leave if they can't take their dog with them.
Absolutely. Many veterans have their pet and that's all they have. It's their partner, it's their best friend. They're not going to leave their home if they're not able to take their animal with them. And that means that they're staying and riding out that storm, many with PTSD, so you can imagine how frightening that must be. It's a huge trigger for many of them. And now they're left in their devastated home with no electricity, no running water, no medical supplies for themselves, and no pet supplies for their beloved best friend.
And you set up staging areas. I know one in the Fort Myers area. Talk to me about what's happening there. You're reaching out to veterans.
Absolutely. We have a primary staging location at the American Legion on Jackson Street in Fort Myers, and that is post, I believe, 38. So we have provided a truckload of water, pet supplies, and other human needs as well. We have a secondary location. It's the Golden Gate VFW in Naples. So any veteran can go there and get anything that they need.
Now, when you're not helping in hurricane-ravaged areas like the west coast of Florida, talk to me a little bit quickly about your organization so people can know to support what you do.
Thank you so much. We assist any veteran that has a need, whether because they do many times have a financial issue. If their dog gets sick, we'll help with medical costs. We'll get their companion animal certified as a therapy dog, which is a very costly endeavor. And we also have a wonderful program called War-Torn Pups, where any U.S. service personnel who finds an animal overseas on a military base, they begin feeding that animal, they become bonded, and if they get redeployed, the last thing they want to do is abandon that animal. So then we will work with our overseas partners to get that animal from the base, and then we'll fly it to their families in the United States until the soldier gets home from deployment, and they can be reunited.
We have just under a minute left, but I did want to ask, I know you were down there personally. It must have just been devastating to see what's happening to the folks there in Florida.
One of the most impactful families that I met was a veteran who has a mother with dementia and a young adult son with severe medical disabilities. He relies on electricity to power his wheelchair and some other medical devices. We've installed generators for veterans that have to refrigerate their insulin, that have oxygen tanks, sleep apnea machines.
You've done so much. This is why I want you guys to come back. Thank you so much for sharing these stories with us. I know it's going to get people behind what you do, and for more information on Paws of War and how you can donate to help those affected by Hurricane Ian,